everybody, and welcome to episode 107 of the TV Knitting Podcast. Hi, my name is Sharon, and I'm also known as Stitch Mistress pretty much everywhere on the internet. So welcome everybody. It is a blustery day, April 3rd. It's Sunday. I didn't get a chance to record yesterday because grocery shopping, running around. I have a full house to feed, guys. I am pretty much cooking for 4 to 5 people during the week, and it gets a little crazy. Yeah, my daughter's boyfriend comes over quite often for dinner, so lots of food shopping, lots of cooking. I spent my morning cooking, which is fine. I rather enjoy it. And I made quiche, I made pot roast and meatballs, and I'll be making granola a little bit later. So, yeah, that's what's kept me busy. Busy on the weekends. But I carved out a little time in my day to record, and I'm excited to be talking to you all. A little housekeeping before I start my regular segments. I wanted to talk about iTunes, and it seems that the majority of you still who did watch on iTunes still enjoy watching on iTunes. So I am moving forward. I am going to be uploading all of my shows on iTunes. I have to compress the files quite a bit. So if you're watching on iTunes, the video quality isn't quite as good as on YouTube, but I'm going to try to get all of my shows moving forward up there in video. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, lots of busy things going on here at Shea Stitch Mistress. So let's get started. And the first thing I want to talk about is what I am wearing. This is a finished object. I am very excited about it. And this is the Juju or Huhui shawl by Hohi Locatelli. And I finished this shawl this week, and I blocked it this week and woven all the ends and wore it Friday. It's huge. It took almost 3 skeins of plucky knitter yarn in 3 different colors, and I'll show you what I had left later in a minute. But here it is. So starting on this end, here it goes. It's huge. And it's a great shawl to wrap up in, particularly for a day like today, because the wind chill is probably about 10 degrees. So there it is in all its glory. So you start the shawl. It's actually pretty much the same construction as Color Affection by Vera Valimaki, which I have never knit. I started one and frogged it because it just wasn't working for me. So you start with this garter stitch section, and then you add this mesh in the first color, and then you stripe with the second color. You add more mesh with the third color, and then you add a border, just plain garter border with an eyelet. So it is really beautiful. And I am very, very, very happy with it. I'm recording pretty much midday, so it's gonna blow out with the light, but That's about as close as I'm going to be able to get before it gets in the sun of the window. So, yeah. Beautiful. Now you probably can't see this, but I was very conscious of not having this navy bleed into the white. And it actually, it didn't really bleed into the white. It was weird because I soaked it in this, I didn't use soap. I didn't use any Eucalan or anything. And I put it in the sink. And I put the white in first. And the white kind of turned blue. And I think it's because, here's the white yarn. This has a blue cast to it. So I don't know if it, I'm not sure if, if it just some of the dye from the blue cast came out. I don't know. But I think I ordered a dye catcher that removes stains, from bleeding off of Amazon. So I'm going to try that. It's safe for wool. It's not going to do, it's white. It's not going to really do anything to it. So it's fine. You don't really notice it, I don't think. But all in all, I am very pleased with the shawl. I pretty much used the same color scheme that Hohi used. Although, a white, a pinkish neutral, and a navy. So, yeah, really happy with it. Okay, so the next project I want to show you is Big Old Coat by Hohi Locatelli. And this project is from the same collection as Huhue, and that is the Authentic Collection by Hohi. And she's become one of my favorite designers because I think her stuff is just gorgeous. So I am really enjoying knitting this, and as you can see, the pieces have now been joined. And I can now knit this all in one piece, which is amazing. Although the only problem with that is that there's a lot of stitches on here. I mean, it's really a lot. Here's the armhole, one armhole. Here's the back. Here's the other armhole. And here's the front. So I had to put this needle keeper on there because the stitches were just jumping off this needle. It's only a 32-inch needle, and I needed a bigger needle, so I ordered a 47 to put this guy on, and I think that'll work much, much better. But I love it. I love the stitch pattern. It's so much fun. And once I got it joined, it's awesome. It's just I'm hoping it's going to fly. I don't think it's going to fly because each row takes me forever. But that's okay. That's not a problem. But I'm really loving it. It's really beautiful. So yeah, it's got a fake seam on the sides, which you really aren't going to be able to see, but in between those markers there's a fake seam. And I just noticed I kind of made a mistake. I had the yarn in front when I slipped here. And I'm going to have to fix that. So I'm knitting this at night, kind of just before bed, so it's going to take me a while to finish. And I just realized this morning when I took it out, I only had this much left. So if I had started another row last night, I would have ran out. So I'm going to have to wind another skein and start again. So I think this is 3 skeins now, all in here. So I have 6 left to go. So we'll see. Okay. So I haven't shown you this in a while, and it hasn't really changed. It looks pretty much exactly the same as when I started knitting it. And this is pattern by Boo Knits. I'm trying to think of the name of the pattern right now. It is Peaseblossom. And I love, love, love this project. And this is Wool and Vine Yarns in the Angry Orchard colorway, and her lace weight, lace and merino and silk base in lace weight. And I think I'm up to 7 repeats now, and I need to do 10, so I have 3 left. And since I finished this Hui shawl, I've decided to not cast on another project until I get some more progress done on this, because I really want to finish it because it's just so beautiful. So here are the beads I'm using, and I think they're looking great in the shawl. So yeah, I really stepped up my progress on this, and I am very happy with how it's knitting up. And the only other project I'm working on is a project that I am completely obsessed with. I started it this week, and I am absolutely in love with it. And that is my Harry Potter socks. So these socks are for my husband, and I was knitting them the other day in the car, as I do, and he's driving. And when we pulled up to work, I showed him the socks, the colors, and I said, "What do you think of these socks?" And he said, "Oh, they're really nice." And I said, "Well, they're for you." And then he said, "Oh, you're making me Bob Marley socks?" And only these cuffs were showing at the time, and actually they kind of look reggae a little bit, and I just thought that was adorable. Bob Marley socks. Rich has been listening to a lot of Bob Marley lately, so I could see why he would have that on the mind. But then when I showed him that these were Harry Potter socks, he totally got it and just loved it. So the bottom here is Ravenclaw, then Hufflepuff, then Slytherin, the green and gray, Gryffindor, the gold and dark red, and then back to Ravenclaw, the blue and the gold, darker gold. So they're really, really beautiful, and I am kind of obsessed with them, and that's all I pretty much want to do is knit on them. So what's nice is Stacy packages most of her self-striping in 2 skeins, so you can wind them separately. You don't have to worry about weighing or cutting or finding the matching spot where you would start. So these are going to match perfectly. And unlike my pink socks that I screwed up the matching for, these are fine, and they're going to match great. So I'm knitting them 2 at a time on magic loop, and loving knitting 2 at a time. It's really becoming my favorite way to knit. You just go round and round, and yeah, it's just like knit. If you think of it as knitting one garment instead of 2 separate things, it's easier. And then you just have to make sure you don't join them when you come to the second sock. So yeah, the yarn comes off the back of both socks, and it's great. Love it. Loving it. And I'm keeping it in this beautiful bag that I got at Vogue Knitting Live. And this bag has 2 pockets. Or actually it's got 4 pockets. So this is the Attenti bag that I got, and I love it. And I can just put one ball on one side, the other ball on the other side, and the socks in the middle, and it keeps it very organized, which is awesome. So yeah, I think these are going to fly because I'm really enjoying knitting on them, and that makes me want to work on them more. Speaking of my pink socks, they are in timeout. I ripped out the afterthought heel that I made a mistake with on the one, and I kitchenered it together, and I'm just kind of leaving those socks. I'll probably finish them during Stash Dash. All they really need is heels, so I'll be finished with those at that point because I'm much more interested in knitting these Harry Potter socks. Oh, and another thing about these Harry Potter socks is the heels. So what kind of heels am I going to do? Well, my favorite heel is the Fish Lips Kiss heel. So I'm going to put a Fish Lips Kiss heel in these. And I've decided to put in the color of the heel color that is the house that my husband would be sorted into. So I had him go on Pottermore last night, and I had him take the test to get sorted, and I thought he was going to be Slytherin, I really did. But he is Ravenclaw, the blue and the dark gold, and I am also Ravenclaw. So that's pretty cool. It doesn't surprise me because my husband and I are very much alike in many ways, and so that was fun for him to take that test last night. So, Fish Lips Kiss heel with the Ravenclaw color, and I'll just have to weave in more ends because I'm doing that, but that's fine. Not a big deal. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have been working on this past week or so. So I thought about casting on a new project, and I decided against it. I figured I would wait until I got more progress done on my lace shawl. But I did wind some yarn. This is Plucky Knitter Bellow in the Old Lace colorway. And it's beautiful. I absolutely love it. It's in 2 pieces, which really annoys the heck out of me because when I put the yarn on the Swift, I noticed that there were 3 pieces cut and not just 2, and so consequently this yarn was pretty much cut almost in half. Really annoyed me, but it is what it is. So I'll swatch with this smaller one, and again I'm going to knit the Hit a Few Day cardigan, and I have a lot of fit work to do on that because I know people were having issues with the fit. So I went on Ravelry and got some good advice, printed it out, and I'm going to have to do some measuring, and that's going to be more involved than what I really want to deal with right now. So I'm just going to stick with the projects I have, and that's totally fine with me. I have those 3. I have the lace shawl, big old coat, and the socks that I'm knitting on, and that's enough. And I haven't touched my sock yarn blanket. Haven't touched them, which is sad. So I'm going to have to work on that very soon. Okay. Last thing I want to talk to you about is spinning. And I have some progress on my lace weight project that I'm working on. And this is beautiful Into the World yarn. I believe the colorway is Puente del Sol. And I've had this project going since last July. Not cool. So I'm trying to work on it every day. It's going slowly because it's lace weight and I'm spinning it worsted, which is short forward draw. Not really my favorite way to spin, but I really want to finish this because it's beautiful. So it's on the Hansen, which I love. I just pretty much put the Hansen in my lap, in my easy chair, and spin on it, and it's awesome. So I'm pretty much finished with the yellow and the orange. I just have these two little pieces to go. But I have all of this left. This is crazy. It's beautiful. A lot of purple, which I love. But it's going to take me another 3 months, I bet, to finish this. And it's fine. It's beautiful. I love it. It's just gorgeous fiber. So it's got this blue purple. But I only have about a quarter of it done, really, on the bobbin. So there you go. It's going to take me a while. Slow but sure, right? So when I'm finished spinning that on this beautiful big Hansen bobbin, I am going to ply that with what I had spun before on my matchless. So this I pretty much spun end to end, and then this I separated out the colors. So I'm trying to get some sort of gradient effect. We'll see how that goes. And I'm really looking forward to finishing this because I think it's going to be really, really cool. And it's just my colors. They're just, look at that. They're just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful colors. So that's what's motivating me to keep spinning worsted, which is not really my favorite way to spin. Okay, this brings us to Unwrapped, and I received a package this week from Kristen of Woolenbein Yarns, and this is my pre-order that I made after going to the trunk show 2 weeks ago. So she ran out of yarn at the trunk show, and she let her fans who came pre-order some yarn. So I did a pre-order, and ooh, oh, she put in a skein here as a giveaway. See, I hadn't opened this yet. Oh, this is going to be a giveaway for you guys. How cool is that? I don't know what the colorway is. I believe it's Jilted Rose. So, oh, Kristen, thank you. This is why I like to open these on the air. Because, yeah, that's fun to get my reaction. Because it just is. Anyway, let's see. I'm pretty sure this is Jilted Rose. but I will double check. Ah, I was right. Jilted Rose on the Volca base, which is the merino cashmere nylon. It is so soft. This is beautiful. I haven't seen this color in person, and it's beautiful. That would look nice on me. I'll have to order one. Oh, I love this. It's gorgeous. Okay, so one of these skeins is for my friend, and 2 are for me. Ooh. You should see this loveliness in this bag. Look how gorgeous it is. Oh my goodness. So, I got a skein of Outlander, and that was actually a thank you from Kristen. Ooh, gorgeous. For doing the test knit for the Vildesmeer shawl. And this skein of Outlander is stunning. And Outlander is starting in 3 weeks. I should cast on a shawl. I'm going to. I'm going to cast on a shawl during the show, and I'm going to use this. Probably something from Martina Bem, like an easy, just a garter stitch. Ooh, so pretty. Yay, just in time for the Outlander show. All right, so this is, other skein is mine. Oh, this is beautiful. This is Stellar Banshee. Even more gorgeous in person. Kind of obsessed with the speckle right now. I really love speckle yarns, and this one is just beautiful. It has, the base is like a cream. Oh, it has all my favorite colors. Pink, purple, green, like a mossy green. It's lovely. I'm going to have to be casting this on soon too, because it's just beautiful. I don't know. Should I, socks or shawl? I'll have to think. And this is for my friend. This is the Narwhal base, which is the Blueface Leicester silk and cashmere base. And this is Venus Flytrap. Completely gorgeous. I love this green. And what's nice is the silk just makes it glow. And I know my friend will absolutely love this. She saw the sample knit up at the trunk show, and she really liked it. And I think she's going to be knitting a Verdure shawl, because she saw Jenny of Tiny Paper Foxes wearing Verdure, and she really liked that shawl. And I think she's kind of an advanced beginner. I think it would be maybe easier for her to knit that rather than Vildesmeer. Maybe, maybe not. Vildesmeer is not hard, but knowing the kind of knitter she is, I think she'd enjoy a more, not so much lace. So, anyway, these 3 are stunning. And one for you guys. So, I'm going to give this away in my group on Ravelry. And I'm trying to think of a prompt. All right, I have a prompt. What I'd like you to do is comment and tell me what pattern you would knit this into. And then, secondly, comment whether this should be a shawl or plain vanilla socks for me, that's on a sock base, and suggest a pattern, particularly for a shawl. So those are your assignments. And I will draw for the winner. I'll see how many entries I get. It'll either be 1 week or 2 weeks before I draw. I'll let you know next week. So enter the contest in my group. You don't have to be a member if you don't want to. It's fine. I don't require that. You can be a guest. Perfectly fine. And you can win this gorgeous skein of Jilted Rose, and you'll love it. It's beautiful. Kristen also wrote me a lovely note on this Edward Gorey postcard, and I absolutely love this. And I will maybe put it in a little frame and put it in my studio because it's beautiful. Awesome. And with that, I'm going to end the show. So I hope you all are having a nice spring. I know that this wintry weather is not going to last, which is fine. That's why I don't mind if it snows. We're supposed to get some snow tonight, so it'll last a few days and it'll be gone. I hate it when it snows in early January and you pretty much know you're going to have white for the next month or two. So I hope you guys are enjoying the coming of the beautiful weather. I know that I am. And I will be talking to you again next week. Have a great week. Cheers.